Now directly behind me is where you would perceive for the sunset to be. Now as you can see, I'm ducking out of the way of the sun so you can see how bright it is. This looks like a noon sun, but it's setting. See what I mean? The comet has added some brightness to it because it's right there in the path of it. I'm trying to get you to so you can see this, and this isn't probably not the best way of filming this, and I don't really know what I'm doing with the filming part of it. But you can see my face pretty good there, you know. But you can't make out what my face looks like because the sun's behind me, and the sun does stuff like that. It can hide objects. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. See this? Look at this. See that? That sun is bright. Thank God it's getting ready to set over there. I don't know how fast the thing's traveling. Alright, and the other thing is, where you see the sun about to dip over the mountain behind me back there, the sun is now setting about 33 plus something degrees to the north. And when I was a boy, about 8 years old, the sun set that way toward the south, 30 degrees. Now it's setting this way toward the north, 30 degrees. So there's some changes with it. Now, I'm not the smartest person, I'll tell you something. I didn't get to talk about Ison the way that I completely in the last video. I wanted to specify some stuff here. Alright, Comet Ison. Let's suppose that this is the sun. Now I'm not throwing up any hand signals or anything here. This is the way that I'm showing a circle that is representing our solar day star. And that's all this is. You understand that? Now, try to picture it for a minute. The trajectory that NASA was claiming that it was making a northern trajectory, you know, like it's going like this, going up toward the top of the sun here. Now, that comet, we don't know if it picked up speed, how fast it's going. They told us it was going to be, you know, traveling past Earth. The prediction NASA made was 3 days late. Now imagine if it was a dead hit. What would then what? You see what I'm saying? NASA is full of stuff. They need to fire every last one of them and get somebody that cares about the public in there that's got enough shoes to stand up and say, look, this thing might be the end. Now, I'm not going to lose it here. I'm just going to tell you, it's better to be safe than sorry. That's all I'm going to tell you. And to see the people that you need to see and do the stuff that you need to do within reason. I'm not a cult person. I was against the hell boppers from the beginning, back when they were talking about alien spacecrafts hanging on to comets and all this other stuff these people are talking about now. If E.T., this message is for you. If you're going to do something with the comet, if you can, why didn't you do it already? It already supercharged Mars on its way by. It messed up the Earth. There's been a bunch of catastrophes. E.T. is not doing nothing. Don't rely on E.T. Rely on God. Trust me on this one. They couldn't do anything about it. Now look, this comet, as I spoke of before in the last video, is a super highly conductive storehouse because of what it's made out of. It's a reactor that might conduct energy, draw it in from the sun, or might release energy. And the proof of it is when Comet Ison passed Mars. Got it. Well, go look it up for yourself. The planet exploded. They thought Mars got obliterated. At first, they thought it busted in half. Now the volcano went off from the electromagnetic surge. Imagine a lightning bolt striking a bowling ball and exploded. That's the kind of power we're talking about this comet. it made the volcanoes, the magma, all the mantles, all the stuff inside Mars, it super jolted it back to super mode, so that it's the volcanoes are going off. Mars has an atmosphere that it didn't have before. This green aura around Mars, it's glowing. You can go and look at it for yourself. It happened. It's still going on. All that energy that went into Mars is still there. And after that happened, thank God Mars took the brunt of it, because then planet Earth, after that, just that little space between Mars and Earth that the sun's charged up that space battery again, basically what it is. And when it came to Earth, some of this energy came into the Earth, and it made the seismic stuff go haywire. There's volcanoes, there's ash exploding into our atmosphere. There was earthquakes that killed people, and it's messed up a whole bunch of stuff. There's storms that from pressure changes that built up in that huge wave that crushed all those people. That's what happened. So it's something real. It's not going away. It's coming right over here. It might be closer than it was before when it passed us the first time. My guess is it could be closer. Even if it's not, it's built up a supercharge from going that close to the sun, that it's made it like a when it gets here, this is what can happen. This is what can happen. Either the same thing can happen again, what happened before when it barely had a charge going past us from just that little bit of time in the sun. Now it's been all these days, went right into the sun, came back out the other side, and it's coming to us again. I think it's going to be closer. It might even be a direct impact with our ocean. Hope to God that it hits the ocean if it hits us. Because if it hits the land, nothing on Earth will remain. It will be completely over with. The only chance if that size of an object hits our Earth is if it hits our ocean or fresh water. And that's the only way that 2/3 of the planet could survive it, because of what it will do. If it gets within close enough distance of us without even striking the planet, it's able to send a shock wave through our planet that's equivalent to God knows what. It will send a shock wave, like a weapon of power that you can't even imagine. It went right into the Earth, exploded out all the volcanoes, caused a bunch of earthquakes that are of biblical scale, like Revelations where the seals are being opened. If anyone's believes in God, in Revelations, if you look in Revelations, you'll see in the 6th chapter, around verse 12 or some of the last verses, where it talks about the Lamb of God opening a seal, and it talks about how a great earthquake occurred, and the stars, the sky disappeared. It was rolled up like a scroll because of all the volcanic ash spewing out into the space. You can't see the sky anymore because it's blanketed in all this ash. If that's what happens, if that's what it is. And I'm not saying it's doomsday, but what if? It's already caused damage to us already. And it's built up a charge. That's what it is. It's what it looks like. It's a high probability that is what it is. All the people, deserve to be able to hear the truth about this thing. That's what it is. That's what's happening. And if it gets over here, as soon as that shock wave jumps into the Earth, there's no telling what kind of powerful shock. Earthquakes, guaranteed. Volcanoes, all sorts of stuff. And so, it talked about in Revelations that like star-like objects falling from the sky. This comet that they're not telling you the truth about is accompanied by thousands and possibly hundreds of thousands of objects that are anywhere from the size of a football field in range, 10 or 20 objects, to small objects that are size of cars, some stuff's the size of bowling balls, different various weights of hundreds of thousands of objects that are floating in the same trajectory as this comet. right behind it. And I mean, for miles and miles and miles, for days worth of stuff. If the comet went straight past us, a group of debris, possibly half as wide as Earth or as wide as Earth, is falling straight behind it. And I'm going to tell you something about our gravity. I'm not even going to claim to know that. I assume that the gravity and the pull of pulling something toward Earth is stronger than what there is at Mars. I think we have more of an atmosphere, and so it's going to pull more stuff toward us. That's the truth about this comet. They're not telling it to you because they say they don't want to have panic. You know? Well, don't panic, but at least know what's going to happen. You know, have time to pray, talk, to do the stuff that you're going to do. And God help us, just like I said at the last video, because we're going to need God. ET's not stopping it. You know, don't even think about that. And if it happens, I'll be surprised. God is the only hope for it. And so if you believe in God, you believe in Messiah, now's the time to get right with it. And God help us.